All right, I think I'm on. Here we go. George Floyd. Everybody's seen this video now. He's on the ground for several minutes. Cop with his freaking hand in his pocket, has his knee on his throat, head's all twisted and contorted. He's begging, pleading for anybody who is watching, any of the other cops who are just standing around letting this happen. He's begging for them to save his life. He can't breathe. Everything hurts. Dude's dying. Nobody checks on him. What's going on with this? This keeps happening. I mean, yeah, I'm a little critical of police. I hold them to a high standard, so sue me. I get sick and tired of seeing this shit. Over 10 years now, I've been seeing it happen almost every freaking day. There was a case in Seattle, maybe 2009 or so. John T. Williams, a Native American homeless man. He whittled things. He had a little carving knife. He whittled things to make a living. Cop Ian Burke jumps out of his car at a red light, fires shots into him from like way off, saying he was worried that he was coming at him with a knife, but he was half deaf. He turned around to see what the commotion was. That's not fearing for your life. So let me just speak about that fearing for your life crap right now, because if you're an officer of the law, if you're a peace officer, as they say, you're going to have a dangerous job. And you know that going in, right? I mean, that is part of the job detail. So if you're fearing for your life in situations like, well, let's just keep this current with George Floyd. If you're fearing for your life when you've got other cops there to back you up, you're the one with the guns and the armor, and you're there because a guy might have written a bad check, which, by the way, bullshit. That's even a felony. It's certainly not a crime with a victim. It's not a violent crime. There's no reason whatsoever that you fear for your life and you need to take action on that. The only one fearing for their life right there was George Floyd. Well, let me take that back. I bet the bystanders were also fearing for their life, because I would like to think that human beings seeing that happen, rather than just filming it with their cell phone, would jump on that cop, tackle him. See, here's the thing. Good Samaritan laws really need to be restructured so that they clearly outline that if you see someone's life in danger, you can go save them without any repercussions legally. That really needs to be explicitly stated, that it includes seeing a police officer wrongly treating a person, criminal or otherwise. That's not for a police officer to determine as judge, jury, and executioner. That goes to the courts. All the police officer needs to do is detain someone. And you know what? If they resist, you might have to run. So you're going to burn off a donut. Big fucking deal. Here's the thing, though. If you see that happening and you go tackle the cop, you know you're probably going to end up dead. At least arrested. And they're going to throw the book at you because, let's face it, the police are the world's most dangerous and largest street gang. Ultimately, that's really all it is. I mean, we really don't have a reason to trust the police anymore. It's sad to say that. It's really sad to say that. It's scary, actually. They're supposed to serve and protect, and we can't fucking trust them. There's a bunch of racists. This guy, I mean, racism isn't something you can prove with facts. You can't prove it. You can't disprove it. You will never, ever be able to collect evidence that's beyond circumstantial. It's not something that you can test in a laboratory. This is a gut instinct thing. So these are one of those situations where a trial by media, at least to determine whether or not a person is racist, is absolutely valid. Because here's the thing. I don't believe there's a law against being racist. Because again, how would you prove it? So let that be the trial by the media. We can say, hey, that cop, he's racist. And don't come at me with the bullshit like, well, it needs to be proven in court. Give him the benefit of the doubt. No, he had a knee on the dude's throat. Several minutes. He had his hand in his pocket, casual. Didn't even look like he gave a shit about the fact that he was slowly sapping the life out of another human being because he might have written a bad check. Okay, we're talking about a sociopath here. Maybe that's something that could be proven in a court of law, but I'm just throwing that out there. I think he's probably a sociopath. Why does this shit keep happening? So there's riots going on now, and people are throwing some rocks, and you know what? Great, good for them. That's actually an amazing restraint, honestly. I don't have the same worries that other people of color do when it comes to the police. I don't trust them. I'm actually a little scared of them because I've had my own negative experiences, waning in comparison to this, of course. But it should not be a death sentence to be black. And you can't just tell me that this riot is like the wrong way to go about it because the justice system fails. The justice system is all buddy-buddy with the police. Hey, bro, don't worry about it. We'll get you off. It'll be all right. You'll get a slap on the wrist maybe just so people get appeased and feel like something was really done. But I really find it hard to believe that this guy is going to go to prison for 20 plus years the way the rest of us would for murder. Honestly. And that sickens me. It pisses me the fuck off. And I'm sick and tired of seeing it. So throwing rocks at a riot, yeah, that's hell of restraint right there. Let me tell you. They have every right to be pissed off and revolting and, tearing this shit down. You know what? I tried to be a cop once. I went through some of the application process. I stopped short of taking the physical test because I didn't feel I was in the right shape at the time. But anyway, the application, so long, like 60 pages of all this background information on you and your family and your friends, like everything about and I get that. They want to see who you're associating with. And if they're running these background checks, how the hell aren't they figuring out that, this person might be kind of racist. They're hanging out with so-and-so, and so-and-so's known to be in the KKK or whatever. They can find things that should be throwing up these red flags. Why do we get so many cops that have it out for black people? What the hell is going on? Why fill out all that paperwork if you're not going to fucking read it? And you're not going to make a determination based on if you think this person has the moral fortitude to wear a badge. It pisses me off that they play military too with their lieutenants and sergeants and captains, and yet they get better pay than soldiers and they're held to a way lower standard. Soldier did something like that, dishonorable discharge. Boom. That's it. No, with a cop, you do that, maybe you have to leave that precinct and you cross the country and you get a job as a cop somewhere else. And they'll do what they can to scrub you from the internet. That's what happened with Officer Ian Burke. I try to keep tabs on him every so often. He vanished. But I heard he's still a cop somewhere. And that shit's gotta end. And I don't see a way for it to end using the methods that we've already been trying to use for decades and decades, and it constantly fails. So yeah, I'm cool with the riots. In fact, I'm kind of surprised they aren't worse. They really ought to be, actually, because if that were me, I would hope that people would get pissed off enough to fight back, to get fed up with the system being so abused. And I mean, this power that police hold over people makes them above the law. That is not the way it's supposed to be. It's not the way it was ever supposed to be. And until we change that, no one can really feel safe. No one can feel anything gets done. I mean, there's a lot of changes we need to do above that level. Legislature needs to change, cut down on all these felonies, drug charges, prostitution, all the check writing, all these victimless crimes. Why are we wasting space in prisons for this? Why are we wasting cops' time in going and looking for these people and getting into dangerous situations, and people get killed over stupid shit like check writing? We don't need any of that. That's dumb. It's time to stop that. And we need to actually do these background checks, and we need to try to pick police that don't have it out for other human beings. Like, not even a racism thing. Like, if you just have like a general misanthropic worldview, I don't think a police job is quite up your alley. I don't know, maybe just me. But if we can't figure out who the bad guys are, and we let them have this power that comes with the badge and the gun, they're abusing the power. They will abuse the power. Even if they don't think they're going to, there's a really good chance that power will corrupt them. Power corrupts. I mean, I'll be honest. I wanted to become a cop to be one of the good ones. I wanted to be there so I would rat out another cop if I saw shit like that happening. I would jump in and stop them. But you know what? Like, I was kind of worried. What if it changes me? What if there's a group that I have a bias against that maybe I'm not even acknowledging right now? That could corrupt me because the system allows it. The system as it is allows that to happen. It does nothing to stop it, to drag it when it does start. It enforces it. It reinforces it. It allows it to occur. It doesn't punish it for doing the wrong thing. That's a problem. So George Floyd is dead for no good fucking reason. The guy they called Gentle Giant, family and friends called him Gentle Giant when he was in high school playing ball. You know? A guy like that should not die with a knee on his throat. I don't know. So I think that's about all I needed to just get off my chest right now. It's been bugging me, seeing it on the news over and over again, seeing people chime in on Facebook with all their opinions about this righteous superiority over the rioters. And you know what? The system doesn't work, so all that we're left with is our anger and our passion. And if we let that die out, then the bad guys win. And the bad guys happen to be the cops here. And, and one closing thing, I know the mayor of Minneapolis is calling for charges to be brought against Derek Chauvin, if I'm saying that correctly, just because he had the knee on George's throat. I think all 4 cops that got fired, maybe even the person that was taking that cell phone video, need to have some charges brought against them, because if you're standing around and letting that happen, I don't care if it's your brother in arms, you need to stop it. And if you don't, you're aiding and abetting a criminal act. You're allowing it to happen when you have the power to stop it. Okay, maybe not the person with the cell phone. I can see why they would be scared. They should at least be strongly told to do it differently next time. And I would like to see laws change to that effect. You know, a Good Samaritan law that specifically states, even if you see a police officer doing something wrong, you can tackle them with no repercussions. You know, if George had a reprieve so he could get oxygen for a few moments and let the altercation shift a little to the guy getting tackled by somebody instead of taped on a cell phone, maybe he'd be alive. I don't know. I can't see into alternate universes. I can't see the future, but I can tell you that the future will have a lot more of this if we don't step up and do something. So, thanks for listening. This has been our first attempt at Sound Off Live, and let us know what you think. And this is definitely a hot topic, so leave it in the comments, I guess. Have a good day.